ready to lace up your boots, throw up your horns, and jump into the pit? Then let's stomp the stigmas of mental illness. It's time for Above Ground Podcast. Now, Will Foley and Timothy Patrick.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of
Above Ground Podcast.
That's right, Above Ground Podcast, because you can't serve below. Timothy, how are you this week, my friend?
I'm doing very well this week. How are you doing, Will?
I feel like shit,
All right.
but at least I feel something. And I do. But we're gonna hit
Tuesday.
That's right. It's in Flames Tuesday, or it's in Flames. It's actually in Flames. Oh, for a while, shit kind of hit the fan over the last couple of weeks. So yeah, this is probably a good time to talk about what we're going to talk about today.
We're talking about distress tolerance skills.
And why are we talking about distress tolerance skills? Because we are concluding the modules for Dialectical Behavior Therapy, or DBT, this week. This will be the last episode as far as the skills go, and then we'll do an episode kind of wrapping it all up in a big, smelly package for you with a bow made of sausage.
Yeah, sausage is delicious. I would eat the bow. The bow is edible. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in this week.
And while Tim is saying thank you, not to cut him off.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the first week that we are going to do...
Read 'em and weep.
Weep, 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 weep. That's right. We got some reviews, peeps, and we want to thank you so much. The reviews are good, and we're at 5 stars on Apple, which I can't thank anyone enough. But before we do that, Will Hallam is our engineer as always on these episodes, and we thank him very much.
Yes, we do.
Because he makes life a lot easier come Tuesday night at 10 o'clock when I'm still trying to get everything arranged. Procrastination. It saved my life once, but it doesn't help. So our first review, is from Dan032989, and it was left on September 4th, and it says thank you, and it's a 5-star review, which is awesome. And it says, love how these guys open up and share their real life struggles, experiences in the mental health world. We are here to shine a little light in some of the darkest corners. That's all we're here to do, and we appreciate that you guys listen, and we appreciate that you guys like it a lot.
Yes, we are here to interfere with the gremlins.
I like that. Interfere with the gremlins.
Yeah, that's what we do. We got another review too, right?
You want to do 2? We can do 2.
Yeah, do 2, man.
All right. You read this one, man.
Okay. Which one is it?
That's the fantastic one.
Oh, fantastic. This is 5-star, brought to you by MyMemo, MyMemoo11.
Ooh.
MyMemo11. Will and Tim do an amazing job discussing sensitive subjects in a way that it's easy to understand and also with humor. They make dealing with and living with these issues much easier. We thank you for that excellent, lovely review.
Much gratitude. Much gracias.
Gracias. It's like
Sorry
gratitude.
for that. I had to throw my keys off the table so I know where they are later on.
All right. Are we ready to dive in?
I guess, man. This is as good a time as any.
Before we dive in real quick, don't forget on Apple to hit that subscribe button. If you choose to leave a review. And we like stars because Will used to get the little gold stars at home when he was like a good little boy. And they would put them on the refrigerator and show everybody how What a good little boy he is. So these stars remind him of the happier times.
That's actually a lie. I never got any stars.
All right.
I got cookies instead.
Cookies.
That's why that's why I'm a fat ass.
One cookie to rule them all. All right, so we're talking about distress tolerance.
Yeah. Yippee!
You ready for this? These are skills for tolerating painful events and emotions when you cannot make things better right away. Kind of, some people call them crisis survival strategies. DBT itself basically emphasizes, learning to deal with pain, distress, and suffering. And this is one of the modules that can help along with that.
Yeah, I need to learn some of these skills.
Well, they're here. They're here for the taking. So I think the main goal is to improve the moment for distress tolerance. And you can do so by distract with wise mind. So they always have these acronyms, as we know, and they say wise mind accepts. Accepts. A is for activities. C, contributing. C, comparisons. E, emotions. P, pushing away. T, thoughts. And S is for sensations.
S is for shit.
That's a lie. That's a lie. And you know what? Might as well go with this next one because, you said that word and it's included in the 5 senses. A lot of people, I think the 5 senses are underrated, underutilized because most everybody has the 5 senses that we can use to self-soothe. Vision, hearing, smell, taste, touch. And I know you and I both use hearing quite a bit with music.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I've
Hearing, and definitely hearing.
Hearing and
hearing.
What's for dinner? Chicken or chicken?
Sausage. Sausage and root beer.
Root beer?
Root beer.
All right, the next is improve the moment, which kind of what I was saying before about distress tolerance, being the ability to perceive the environment as it is without demanding that it be different. I guess you could say, kind of like I always say, there's always going to be certain stress or stressors in the world, so you're going to come across a lot of them that you can't change. So what you can do instead is change the way you respond or react to them.
Nice.
Yes, and that's kind of what this skill does here.
I'm laying back here because I need to listen to these.
So, as I was saying, with the wise mind accepts the A for activities, I'm just going to throw a couple out, just for listeners as they can come up with their own list. But these are just suggestions. Okay, I'm going to go with this one first because I particularly like it. I'm going to go with tea. Green tea.
Green tea?
Yeah, I like drinking tea.
I like tea too.
But that's an activity that can, and if it's some people drink like more of a fruity tea and the aroma, that's a smell. You're smelling it and it can, that's why, think about it. Candles, essential oils, all that stuff is.
Ken Cohen, who is a phenomenal and world-renowned Qigong teacher, actually has a great book about the tea ceremony, and he actually hosts tea ceremonies and teaches people how to do tea ceremonies.
Nice.
And as somebody who loves coffee like I do, and I like tea. I drink tea and I drink green tea, and tea's always been around me. My grandmother swore by Lipton tea. That's all she ever drank.
That's cool.
I know that there's a lot of ceremony that goes with tea that I don't know about,
Well,
but I know it's out
we're
there.
gonna read into it and do an episode.
Oh, there we
on
go.
it.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Maybe we'll share some teas.
Yeah. So, any hobbies, again, that you have, maybe you're interested in sports, you want to go to a football game, soccer game, baseball game, call a friend or, stop in and visit a friend, play a game, board game, computer game. Walks are always good, taking walks.
I swear by walks.
Maybe this doesn't necessarily need a partner, you can go out to eat by yourself, but sometimes with friends or maybe just with a special someone.
I think it actually takes a certain amount of major strength to go out and have food by yourself.
I did it. I've done it.
I mean, I have if I've traveled, you know what I mean? But it's different to just take yourself out.
Yeah.
It's an art that I haven't quite mastered. I mean, I've taken myself to concerts before and stuff.
Yeah, actually I did too.
But
so fishing, gardening, those are just a few for the activities. We're going to move on to C, contributing. Contribute to someone. Do volunteer work. Give something to somebody else, or and it doesn't necessarily have to be money related. You can hold a door for somebody. Say how are you? Maybe pay for somebody's coffee if you need to. Smile.
I noticed today that was working very well for me. Smiles and holding the door, and the universe was talking back.
Good.
And I was actually listening this time
nice.
around, which, I don't.
Dude, you got to hold
often.
on to your smiles. That's all we have.
Got a big basket of smiles.
Do. So the next C is comparisons. Compare yourself to people coping the same as you or less than you. Compare yourself to those less fortunate than you. Reading about other people's suffering, or unfortunately some people still watch the news.
Me.
It's all about disasters on the news. So, and I've said it before, comparison is the quickest way to an unhealthy and unhappy life. So the next is E, emotions. Read emotional books or stories, emotional movie. Maybe some people like to listen to emotional music.
Flames.
Sure. I mean, it doesn't have to be, when I say emotion, certain people may want to take on, they think it's like a sad or,
right.
Whatever. It can be whatever it is, a funny comedian. You can watch a video on YouTube, sometimes you can watch videos on YouTube of, people succeeding, like, maybe breaking the world record of pull-ups or somebody doing hurdles and
or the world's fastest motorcycle on the Bonneville Salt Flats. How about that?
Woo! Yeah. Who's that? Who might that be?
I don't know who that is.
I don't know either.
But that's pretty damn cool.
No,
though.
that is. Okay, so let's see, where are we? P, pushing away. Sometimes when you walk away, you can create more of a crisis. So it's good to maybe put a time limit on it. Like, if you're having an argument or a disagreement with someone, you can say, you know what, let's put this on hold for 10 minutes and then we're going to continue it, because maybe you need to gather your thoughts. If you get too revved up,
yeah, that's a good.
So pushing the situation away by leaving it for a while and then come back to it, sometimes mentally that can help. Build an imaginary wall between yourself and the situation. Let's see, what else does it say? Put the pain on a shelf, box it up, and put it away for a little while.
I tried doing some of that.
Yeah.
This past week.
I don't know if I agree with that personally. I mean, I guess it depends on the level of pain and where you're at, the environment. So yeah, maybe I do. I'm just more of like.
I think it depends. Sorry about that. I think it depends on, like you said, where you are in a process.
Yeah.
If you are in a process, I kind of started cleaning out the closets, so to speak, trying to get stuff picked up and taking pictures out and kind of. But it kind of dredged up.
Yeah, you gotta, sometimes.
But it made me reach out to some friends I haven't talked to in a while, though, because I was sharing pictures with them.
Cool.
So
sometimes to get across the other side of the river, you got to walk through them muddy waters.
Yeah, just don't get swallowed up in the sinkholes.
No, exactly, man. So, where are we? Thoughts. Oh gosh, the first one on here, I loathe when people say this, but I'm gonna say it. Count to 10.
I count to 4.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There you go.
Dee. The power of Dee, man.
So I guess with thoughts, it's just more of like, again, of a distraction. So maybe coloring or painting, cleaning windows or anything in your house that needs cleaning, work on puzzles, listen to music, watch TV, read. S is the last one, is for sensations. Hold some ice in your hands.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Very
I've
grounding.
heard of that, but I've never tried it.
Yeah. Oh, I did once, yeah.
I've tried cold showers.
Cold water on the face sometimes, but also it's like on your wrist. Sometimes you can drip some cold water on it, and that can not necessarily calm you, but it could cool your body temperature down, which in return could...
Yes.
Could, you could vicariously do it through that. So, yeah, ice, rubber ball, stand under a very hard and hot shower.
That's my favorite.
Listen to very loud music.
Yeah.
I have that circled on here, too, by the way.
Yeah.
Actually, the S word is in here, too. Should I say it?
Say it.
SEX. Oh, I said it.
He said it.
That's in here, though. I mean, sensations.
Dude, sometimes you need to just get funky.
Yeah.
Let off some steam.
And
whatever else.
These...
This is not a family show. This is for grown-ups. We can talk like adults here.
Yes. And these are tips from the Skills Training Manual for Treating Borderline Personality Disorder by Marsha Linehan, who is the creator of
DBT.
Yes. So
smart woman. Also from New York State, right?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, thank goodness for her for coming up with these ideas. It's just it's great. It's great.
It's like peanut butter.
So the next thing we can talk about on how to tolerate negative and painful emotions through distress tolerance would be self-soothe using the 5 senses. Vision. Buy one beautiful flower. Light a candle in a room and just sit and watch the flame.
That's very meditative, too.
Yeah. Go to a museum with art, or, you can just go to a museum with anything, really. I think that you can look at, and, as long as it's not a negative museum, if there is such a...
I don't think there's such a thing as negative museums.
Okay.
I think we need more museums, just like we need more libraries.
Yeah. Go out in the middle of the night and look at stars. Let's see. You can look at a picture book. Go to a ballet or other dance performance.
It's funny how things that we want to look at are sort of always around art. A lot of times. And that's not... I don't think that that's an accident. I don't think it's...
No.
And I don't think it's just my single-track mindedness of...
Oh, no.
Everything is an art, but I think that there's a lot to art, and whether art imitates life or life imitates art, or if it's a little bit of both.
A little bit of both, sure. Yeah. So the next sense is hearing. In fact, when you were just talking about vision, even just for me, I think for everybody, but for me especially, like just being close to water or sitting like next to water, like on a dock or whatever. I don't know what it is, but it's so soothing. You hear it, you see it, but yeah, just listening to the water. You
It
know what
has
I mean?
to do with your native spirit, man.
Could.
It does. That
Yeah.
book.
Yeah. He's looking for it. Where's the book?
I know.
So
I put it away.
you could listen to, again, hearing, which Will and I both indulge in, is listening to music. And you can listen to whatever. If you want to listen to soothing sounds or exciting or invigorating or whatever kind of music you want to listen to. Or if you just want to listen to, like, they make those sound machines or whatever, with like nature and birds and leaves and all that stuff.
And trying to soothe my daughter to sleep now. We're turning back on the ocean waves on her.
There you go.
She actually has a sound machine in her clock, and it comes with like rain and like waves. Nothing like the power of the ocean.
Does it help her?
It does help her. It helps me. Like if I literally could have Bluetooth speakers all over the house, I would probably blast waves all the time, because there's nothing like being at, near, or around the ocean.
You know what I just discovered? I mean, I'm talking like within the last week. And I don't know if there's a certain term that would cover it, but it was like it was almost like sounds of like it was like Indian drums.
Oh, yes.
And like slight Indian chants. And like
yes,
the
I've been
distance and
listening
stuff.
to Native American chants.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa.
yeah.
Yeah.
Robbie Robertson from the band is a phenomenal songwriter, but he's done some like work with some native artists, and I was checking out a couple of his tracks that are on Spotify, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And that kind of got me down the rabbit hole of the Native American music, and that kind of is what put me back in touch with that sort of spirituality.
Nice.
Now, I have no Native American blood in me, but I've always been drawn to that type of thing, and then I realized that as I've gotten away from all this stuff that, like, I've always intuitively known in myself, but I've kind of just stuck back there with the 8-year-old. He's hiding behind the curtain. Don't look.
Yep. So yeah, that's hearing. And then let's go on to smell is the next one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Use your favorite perfume or lotion.
Incense,
candles, lemon oil. Potpourri? Sometimes people use that. Or
whatever you can tolerate. I have a hard time with some scents.
Oh, sure.
Like if I walk into a mall store and get inundated with 50 million cherry blossom scents that all smell the same, I get really wigged out.
Yeah. I mean, you can also just take a walk in nature and just smell nature. You know what I mean? Smell, clean air sometimes has just has a feel to it, and a smell.
Nice. I like it.
As long as bears aren't pooping around you, it would be enjoyable.
Yeah, well, sometimes you need to run into a bear. You need to get in touch with your
inner bear,
with your inner ancestry.
There you go.
That'll teach you really what fight, flight, or freeze is, man.
Yeah, that'll teach you what fear really is.
Yeah. And that's not a fraudulent, emotional, antiquated reaction when you run into a bear.
Yeah. All right, so taste is the next one. Of course, where'd they get the term comfort food? There you go.
Right.
Feels
like home.
Right.
It's like the womb.
Right. I had
weighted blankets.
I had meatloaf in the womb and lasagna.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a little known fact you didn't know about me.
That's deep.
The more you know. So, again, eating a good meal, maybe having your favorite smoothie, or I want to say drink, like herbal tea or something. I don't want to necessarily say drink and maybe a non-alcoholic drink.
Yeah.
Would be a good idea.
Yeah. I got to tell you, being straight and sober sucks.
Speaking of suck, you could suck on a piece of peppermint candy or chew your favorite gum. Get a little bit of a chocolate or something that you're always like, oh, I shouldn't have that. But, maybe take a bite of it, Peppermint patty.
Oh, I love peppermint patties.
Yeah, right?
It's cool and refreshing.
Cool, refreshing. Yeah, I mean, that's what it does, And the last one is Touch.
Touch. Oh, touch me, touch me, touch me. That's where the weighted
That's
blanket comes
after
in.
the episode, Will.
Yeah.
Take a bubble bath, put clean sheets on the bed, pet a dog, pet a cat, get a massage, or put some lotion on yourself, on your body, cold compress on your forehead, a weighted blanket.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
Oh,
I've been looking at them.
God.
They're very expensive.
Yeah, they are. I want. Yes. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So, anyways, you can even this says brush your hair. That's for Amanda. She does that.
Oh yeah, Amanda brushes her hair. I don't have any hair to brush.
No,
so.
you don't. But you could brush your beard, or you could put on those gloves with the fur inside of them, and like, ooh.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I didn't know you were into that furry stuff.
Yeah, furry. Yep.
Yeah. What's your animal, huh? You dress up like a cat?
I don't want to play this anymore.
You dress up like a cat with green paws, do you?
Anyways, back to touch, ladies and gentlemen. Experience whatever you are touching. Notice the touch, and I guess bring some mindfulness to it. And
The touch of cotton.
and then kind of like as you're touching it, realize what that it's doing and soothing you, and
And you know what you can do while you're touching it and giving and feeling it? You can give it gratitude for bringing you
there you go.
pleasure.
Gratitude.
Put a little
Gratitude's
gratitude
big.
in your attitude. Gets rid of the batitude, man.
There you go. A lot of people like that when you said that before in one of the episodes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I got some.
That's only your friends talking to you, so.
That's true. So improve the moment. They have improve as another. So we have imagery. There's, it's kind of like, I guess this is kind of the
It's
same.
visualization.
Yeah, visualization. So I'm going to kind of skip this and just kind of take bits and pieces. Meaning would be the next one. So this is a good one, actually. Find some purpose or meaning. Listen to, someone have a conversation. Don't talk back to them. Just listen to what they have to say. And focus on the positive aspects of that conversation. Make lemonade out of lemon, it says. So,
Yeah, I used to have a button when I was a kid that said, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade.
Yeah. I've got like vats of lemonade.
I love lemonade. Lemonade. A cool, refreshing drink. Thanks, Eddie Murphy.
The next is
Don't forget root beer.
root beer. Next
it's
is
bubbly.
is prayer. It's not for everybody, but it's in here, so we're gonna
I think we need to take the word prayer back from the religious zealots, because prayer is actually like shouldn't have a religious connotation. It's a spiritual thing,
Right.
Because Buddhist chants are a form of prayer. It's a lot of it is mantras are a form of prayer. Doesn't
let's
matter
just say
who
we're
you're
gonna-
praying
we're-
to.
let's just say open your heart to a supreme being or to the mother lode.
Yes, I like that. The mother lode.
Okay. Next is relaxation. Again, kind of same thing with the touch. You can massage. It's funny you were saying smile at the beginning of the episode. I remember reading smiling can actually have more positive effects on the brain than like 5 bars of chocolate.
I believe it.
And not only does it have that positive effect, but by smiling, you're using muscles. So sometimes you can, if you smile a lot, you can appear to look younger,
Or you can look like the Joker.
or you can look like the Joker. Or you can use so many muscles in your face that it can actually be relaxing.
That's true.
Can relax some of the muscles that are tensed up. It's simple, like to do like a neck roll or shoulder roll. You can do those anywhere.
That's true. You can do them standing in the line at the grocery store.
Right.
You can do them in your car if you're sitting in traffic like you do every
Right.
day on the Northway.
Exactly. And then, one thing in the moment. So focus your entire attention on just what you are doing right now. Keep yourself in that moment that you are in. Put your mind in the present and focus and use all your attention and physical sensations on that task. Be aware of how your body moves during each task, and you can do awareness exercises.
That's a big part of mindfulness.
Yeah.
It's this all kind of weaves into one another, and
Sure.
like the distress tolerance and paying attention leads into the mindfulness, which leads into the emotional regulation. And as you put all this together, it's kind of like, playing a song where you're going from G to D to C, and then maybe throwing an E minor or A minor in there. You know what I mean? It just kind of flows.
Right.
But yet,
and if you need to tune it down a little bit to get a different, different
and
vibe.
It's amazing that, you only need 2 chords to make a song. It doesn't have to be super complicated.
Right.
Because it's all about what you do. So you don't have to make any of these skills super complicated.
And again, if this is new to you and these skills are something you've never done before, you got to start small. You can't go to the gym and just go, I'm going to start working out and start, lifting 300-pound dumbbells and like expect to do, continuous reps and be jacked in like a week. It just doesn't happen that way.
Doesn't even happen with drugs.
No. Not that I know, but...
No, it doesn't.
Well,
I think you still got to put some work in, even with the drugs.
All right, well, the point is, you got to put work in, and that's what this stuff is.
Right. There's no one pill for anything.
Right. And again, this isn't easy stuff. This is stuff that you can look at and go, okay, it's relatable and logical. I'm going to try it. And, that's the thing. You just have to keep trying and make something a daily routine. Make it becomes a practice, and maybe one day it'll become a personality trait, and then it'll just become part of you.
You got to plant the seed and then it blossoms.
Right.
If you tend to it. Hey, thank you again for joining us for another edition of Above Ground Podcast. Tonight's episode was part 1 of Tim's and mine discussion on distress tolerance, which is our final module in our series on Dialectical Behavior Therapy, DBT. We hope you're enjoying the series, and if you are, please leave us a review on Apple, throw us some stars, hook up with our Facebook page at Above Ground Podcast, and leave a comment. That would be awesome. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on October 25th through October 27th is the 2019 National Alliance on Mental Illness New York State Educational Conference, and that'll be going on at the Wolf Road Marriott on Wolf Road in Albany, New York, about a mile and a half or so from the airport if you're flying in. Great hotel. I will also be there on the Saturday of that conference doing my debut musical keynote called Memoir, Singing My Way Out of the Darkness. My keynote is at 11:45 on Saturday morning. There's lots of great things going on, though, between Friday and Sunday. And I would ask you guys to check it out. If you're around, you can go to NAMI.org, NAMINewYorkState.org, and find out all the information about that. Also, thank you guys very much for supporting. We look forward to doing more episodes next week. You can look forward to Dialectical Behavior Therapy, Distress Tolerance Part 2. Have a wonderful week. Be well, be safe, be above. Above Ground Podcast is in no way intended to be a substitute for professional help in any manner or degree. We are not therapists, doctors, or professionals in the medical field. These are the opinions and experiences of 2 individuals just like you, our peers, who live with mental illness and all of its conditions. If you or anyone you know are experiencing a mental health crisis, please go to your nearest emergency room, call 911, or you can call the National Suicide Hotline 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-8255. Be well, be safe, be above.